That is a piece that came out in the 1960s and it's called Alley Cat. Now why am I, a classical musician, playing a jazz piece called Alley Cat? When I was 8 years old, or maybe 7 years old, we went to visit a friend of my dad's and he played the piano and I thought that was really cool. And he played this song, he played Alley Cat. I was so impressed that on that day I decided that's what I want to do. I want to be able to play the piano. And that's how my journey with music began. Today I'm going to encourage you to get back to playing the piano. Maybe you've taken piano lessons in the past. Maybe you're just a music lover and have never taken piano lessons, but now is the time for you to get involved seriously in taking piano. Today I'm going to give you 10 questions. These questions will help you decide whether now is the time to start piano lessons. But first, please subscribe and like, so let's get going. First question I want to ask you is why? Why do you want to take piano lessons? Perhaps you took piano lessons when you were younger. Perhaps you just enjoy listening to piano music but want to get started as a beginner. Or perhaps you got a college degree in piano but you let it go for a while. Now's the time to get back to playing the piano and enjoy it. One of the joys that I had in being a college professor is once in a while I had a non-traditional student. I had students who had raised a family and they were in their mid-40s and wanted to start getting back to playing the piano again, something they did in college. I have another person who is a tax accountant and I've worked with him before and he wanted to get back to playing the piano too. He wanted to do that as something on the side along with his job. I even heard about a man who came to my university and he had a career as an airline pilot, and at age 68 he decided to get a degree in piano performance at a university. There are so many different reasons why an adult comes back to the piano. So think about that. Why do you want to get back? Number 2, are you willing to practice? That's what it's all about. Not only taking lessons, but committing your time to practicing and bettering your ability. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just means that every day you're going to commit to playing the piano and taking lessons weekly. All of the learning happens at home when you sit down by yourself and work out problems, work out songs that you've been given by your teacher. This is what is most important for piano students, to understand how to use your time between the lessons and improve your ability. One of the things I've enjoyed is when I give a student a piece, and it's a piece that they love. They leave the piano studio excited about playing a piece, and they spend an entire week just working on that piece that they just love to play. It might be for Elise, it might be a Mozart sonata. Who knows what it might be, but it's something that they love. As a teacher, I try to give students pieces that are good for them, but I think more importantly, I give them pieces that they like to play. When I was a child and I started piano lessons, I loved to practice. In fact, I liked to practice so much that I would practice my lesson pieces and then I would take out a big book with a lot of songs in it and I would just go through it and play just on my own, try to figure out things. Sometimes that's the joy. The joy is preparing for your lessons, but also finding time to play the piano for pleasure. That's important too. Number 3, do you have a piano or keyboard? This is essential. You need to have an instrument at home, a place you can spend time to work on your lesson material. It may be a nice grand piano in the living room, or maybe it's a upright piano in the basement, or maybe even an electronic keyboard. but that space is really important for you to be able to develop as a student. By the way, we've done a video on whether a piano or keyboard works for you. You can look at the link there and check out some of the options you might have for finding an instrument. Number 4, are you willing to be a student again? It's humbling to go back and start from the beginning. After you graduate from college and you get into the workforce, it's hard to go back and start from the beginning again with something, especially since you probably had some accomplishments in your field. Learning a musical instrument is good for the brain and for the soul, and it's fun too. Number 5, is there a good teacher in your area that you could take lessons from? Do your research. Check out music teachers' chapters or talk to friends, talk to other musicians, people at your church, maybe in your community group. Ask them, who's a good piano teacher in your community? It's really important to find the right person for you. And remember, you can always interview a teacher and take a practice lesson just to check them out. Another option might be to take Skype or Zoom lessons online. This is a great way for students to learn if they don't live close to a teacher. Number 6, are you willing to spend money? Piano lessons can be quite costly, especially if you want to get a good teacher. And also you need to have an instrument that will work for you. So it is an investment for you to take lessons and to have a piano, but hopefully it will be worth the money that you put into it. Number 7, is there a type of music that you like to play? It might be classical, it might be jazz, it might be pop music. Make sure that you find a teacher and to find music that you enjoy playing. That's what's most important. Many students have dropped out as young kids just because their teacher wants them to play a particular kind of music that they don't particularly care for. Our own son started out with classical piano with me, but we realized that he loved jazz more than he loved classical. And that took him in a different direction. And that's okay too. But finding that good teacher is what is most important when you go that direction. Number 8, are you willing to persist? It may take you a year, it may take you 2 years before you reach a goal. Let's say your goal would be to play a little piece or two for your family and friends. Once you set that goal, you can take the steps that are needed toward realizing that goal. Number 9, are you willing to be an example for your friends and family? For example, my father-in-law, who's in his 90s, decided he wanted to take harmonica lessons. So he's been practicing and he enjoys it very much. That's inspirational, and you can show your friends and family how you can follow your dream by taking piano lessons. Number 10, are you willing to join the millions of people who have decided to follow their dream by taking music lessons? It's been important in my life, and I hope you can have that dream as well. So, I've given you 10 things to think about. Is now the time for you to start taking piano lessons? I hope so. We'll see you next time on Learn and Love Music. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to play all of Alley Cat the song because I love this piece. Thanks for watching.